turning my phone on do not disturb because people be texting me. Let me just start this video by saying, if you know someone that is pregnant, stop texting them every day asking if they're still pregnant. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessie. If you are new here, I do all kinds of lifestyle videos, a lot of vlogs. I'm currently less than a week out from my due date, so I talk a lot about pregnancy as well. But one of the things that I do like to talk about on this channel is personal finance and budgeting. If you're new here, my husband and I have quite a bit of debt. Let me see, I don't even know how much exactly we have. I didn't move I'm noticing on my budget now that I haven't moved my debt over. We have quite a bit of debt from student loans, but then we also have some like regular credit card debt and personal loan debt from having a lot of health issues and going through some like really hard health stuff a few years ago, and we're kind of still paying it off. We make a pretty good income. I work for myself. I have 2 clients that I do freelance for, and then my husband works full-time from home for a company. It actually used to be the opposite. I used to work full-time for a company and he used to be a coach, but we've switched, and actually this has been working out a lot better for us. I am currently on maternity leave. I'm not bringing in much of an income right now because I work for myself, so I can't pay myself money that I'm not bringing in. But thankfully Ben does get a paternity leave and he does get paid for that. We're kind of evening everything out. If you've watched my budgeting videos over the last year, we spent the last year saving money, and then we've used some of that money that we saved for different baby stuff that came up that we weren't prepared for. But then just having some savings now going into the paternity and maternity leave where I won't necessarily be bringing in as much money. Well, I'll tell you about it in a minute. So that's kind of the quick and dirty of like what's happened in the last year, where we're at. But today I wanted to take you through my January budget with a little bit of a caveat. First of all, it's December 16th. I am still pregnant. I'm due next Wednesday. So 3 days or 4 days from when you're seeing this video is when I'm due. But there's a lot of things in here that are up in the air that may completely change. I think it'll be interesting to watch my budgets change after January because we have no idea how much money we're gonna need for baby. We have no idea how much money we're gonna need for food, supplies. We have no idea because we haven't had baby yet. This is kind of based on like guesses and then what we're kind of hoping next year looks like. I also wrote in some like up and coming goals that we have. I'm pointing over here because my screen is over here. I'll show you guys it in a minute. With some upcoming goals and things that we're kind of anticipating will happen in the next few months. I have been putting off filming this video all week because I was like, I need to wear some makeup because my face is swollen, it's red, I'm very pregnant, I'm very tired. Because I was like, I don't want to go into like my January budget looking like this, but I'm like, but this is what I look like right now. I'm 9 months pregnant, okay? So I know absolutely none of you care about this, but that's just so you know, that's why I'm like all natural today and my face is just as pink as my shirt. But let's jump into this budget right now. Okay, so here is our budget. If you've watched my budget videos before, you have seen this before. I'm gonna start with this little up and coming goals section just because I don't normally fill this out. I love goals. I love, you know, beginning of the year, there's gonna be so many videos coming out being like, these are my goals for 2023. I'm, like I said, I'm very pregnant. So my current goal is to give birth to a healthy baby and be a healthy mom, and then figure out how the heck to be a mom. So like, I can't think past that. We have some possibly big changes coming up next year, and I literally can't think past giving birth. So maybe I'll do like a goals video in like February or something when we, you know, can get to that point. But these are just a couple of like budgetary things that are coming up for us that I thought you guys might be interested in. So I just have like up and coming goals, and I guess like goals, maybe I'll just put up and coming instead of goals, you know? So figure out how to budget for baby. As you'll see, I just put like a random number in. We're planning to breastfeed. We're planning to use regular diapers, but we have a ton of diapers right now. I don't know how much to budget for diapers. I don't know how much to budget if we do need to do formula or like, you know, pay for other people's milk. So that's for now, I'm just like guessing. We have clothes, we have all that kind of stuff, but I just don't know what it's gonna be like. So for now, that budget piece will just kind of move as we go. I also put keep up and coming move in mind. So as of right now, we are planning to move next year. We haven't really talked about it a ton on the channel just because nothing is set in stone. We don't even know exactly where that would be. And we don't know when that would be. So we have our lease here until August 1st. We do have the option to get out of the lease early, kind of early. It would have to be after winter. So there's a possibility we might move a couple months early, but we have to give a 60-day notice. So I have no idea if we're going to or not, or I shouldn't say if, we most likely are. I'm having commitment issues with saying we are because I don't really want to leave here. We'll get into this in a different video. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but I say keep the move in mind, A, because moving is very expensive. We spent thousands of dollars moving here a few years ago. There's all the like the security deposit, all that kind of stuff that you have to pay for up front. The actual move of like the U-Haul, the Airbnbs, things like that. The places that we're thinking of moving are more expensive than we pay here. Quite honestly, we pay like a very low rent even for the Raleigh area right now because Raleigh's housing prices went up. There's a couple of places that we're looking at right now, not in the Raleigh area, that are quite a bit, $500 to $700 more a month in rent than we're currently paying, and we have no intention of purchasing a house in the next year. I just have keep upcoming move in mind because we don't want to be overspending on this budget. Like if anything, we need to start kind of pulling back a little bit. So that's why I have that there. March through June, we do possibly have some additional income coming in, we believe, and these are all things, this is like things we're hoping for, but we aren't sure for, that will be coming. There's a possibility Ben will get a raise. There's a possibility Ben will get a bonus. We won't know that until next year, at least until March. So there's no use in us planning on getting those things. But if we do get those things, those can make a big impact on our budget. There's also another thing that could be coming up that could give us a little bit of extra income that we could also use for some things. And then our taxes is the other thing. So depending on how that comes back, we could be getting a tax return. So all of these things could be coming between the March and June timeframe, which would hopefully help us with paying for the move if we do a move, replenishing our savings if we have to use some of it for my income over the next few months, and or paying off a high payment debt. So I have that over here. Our goal this year would be to pay off 1 to 2 of our high payment debts. I know some people believe that you should pay high interest debt first. We have 2 loans that are, between the two, are $850 each. They're not our highest interest, but they're still higher interest. And right now we have been advised by financial people and by our own thoughts to pay those off first, especially if we have to pay more in rent. We need some of these like high interest things or high payment things out of our budget. So I'll show you those when we go through this. And then the other thing I have in here is just when and how will I go back to work. So both of my clients currently have said that I am welcome to come back to work when I am ready to. I'm planning to probably start reaching out to my blogging client in like February, depending on how I'm feeling, and then possibly restarting with my other client in March. Both of them are very flexible. I don't know that I would take on any new clients, at least for a while. If you've watched any of our baby videos, I will be the primary caretaker because Ben works from home. He works a full-time job and I do not. I just have in here like when and how will I go back to work, because it could affect our budgets around the March to June timeframe, which is also when that money could come in, which would be great. But right now we do use my income. We don't currently live entirely off of Ben's income. If that income goes away, that could be hard on us, especially with needing to pay more in rent. Like that would be impossible. So that was a very long-winded kind of upcoming goals and stuff, but I wanted to give you guys some background before we head into this budget, since my budget does look pretty similar to how it normally does, but I still think it's interesting to see what we're planning to do with stuff. So in January, this is the plan. Again, our incomes are blacked out. That's just what makes us feel most confident right now. I have enough in my account to pay myself through January and February, the same like my current income. After that, I will not have enough money in my account. So, and even if I start working in February, I won't start getting paid until late March with my budgeting client or with my blogging client. And if I don't start with my other client until like March, it still wouldn't be like going back into my full hours. So there's a chance that in March I won't be able to pay myself. So either we will have to find a way to like tighten up the budget or use some money from savings, which is what we saved for. But for right now, I can still pay myself for January and for February. Maybe there'll be rollover. I don't really know what December is gonna look like, but I don't anticipate much. And then, in fact, I don't like that this says debt payment. I'm just gonna take that out, rollover. And then miscellaneous gifts, things like that. My birthday is in January, so maybe somebody will send me a gift. I have no idea, but I'm not anticipating anything. So planning on having about $7,200 in income in January. So these are all the same as last year. Currently, our rent is $16.95, renter's insurance is $25. This is new. We did sign up for a disability program with Northwestern that is $15.88. We might also have something else that's coming in that'll be about the same price. Packages that we pay for, I guess, for TV. We'll probably get rid of the NFL network in January at some point, so we probably won't pay for it in February. I'm gonna actually write that down. Getting rid of NFL. Just because right now, obviously, or not obviously, but January is when football stops. So we'll see. Maybe we'll pay for it through January and then not in February, which is only $10 a month, so I'm not that worried about it. Kindle Unlimited, I am currently still planning to budget for that. I've heard so many people say that as a first-time mom or just a mom in general, having a Kindle is great because it's easy to read when you're breastfeeding. It's not, you know, giving the same like screen brightness from your phone, things like that. So I am planning to keep that for now. Our car insurance is $90.22 a month. Ben still has 2 apps that he pays for, and then our internet. So a total of $19.59.52 is our fixed prearranged expenses. Next is our debt. These are also currently all the same. Ben's credit card payment changes every month by a couple of dollars, so I'll change that whenever I know how much it is. I know some people with like Debt Snowball continue to pay the same, but we don't right now. This one and this one are the 2 high payment loans that I'm talking about, that if we get money in, we want to at least pay off one of them. I believe this loan is at $10,000 and I believe this one is closer to like $18,000. So this one will be harder to pay off, but the goal would be to pay that off next year with some of the possible money coming in. If we can, we would like to pay this loan off so that we don't have, like, we can take that $400 and put it back into our budget so that we can pay more in rent. That's currently the hope, but we'll see. Our car loan is $250 a month. Ben's, these are all student loans. So we have a student loan. These 2 are still in forbearance for now. I wish they were being paid off, but I have a feeling that's not gonna go through. It was exciting for a couple months, but we'll see. That's another thing that we have to factor into like moving an additional money in our budget, is if we have to start paying these back, that would equal $400 too. So we're like, okay, well, we really need to be able to pay off this loan or one of the higher payment loans next year. But we'll see how that goes. We have until June currently, and maybe something magical will happen and I mean, my loan wouldn't be paid off, but Ben's would be, which would be just one less payment. So our total debt is $1,718.19, which is insane, but that's what it is. Moving on to our groceries and our other variable expenses. These are the things that kind of like are wishy-washy. This is where we get in trouble, but this is also where we can learn to be better about things. So I'm budgeting $750 for groceries, $200 for Costco. This is kind of like up in the air. I'm not planning on going to Costco in January just because we'll have a newborn and I don't think we'll need to, but I'm just gonna keep it there because Ben loves Costco and I don't want him to go sometime in January and then we have nothing budgeted for it. So I have it budgeted, but I'm hoping that we don't spend it. So maybe I'll make it like blue or something. Restaurants and coffee shops I left at $200 just because my guess is we will be ordering food a little bit more with being like tired and not, I don't know, like babies and stuff. We did set up a meal train and we'll be like asking our family to, well, a meal train far away means for like gift cards or sending money for us to purchase food since nobody lives by us here. If you're interested in participating or sending us something, I've had a couple of you ask. I do have our meal train linked in the description of this video, so absolutely no pressure. Please don't send us anything if you don't want to, but I do have it linked currently in the description, so you're able to do that. So I did budget $200, hoping that maybe we won't have to use that. Maybe we'll get some gift cards and stuff from family once baby is born, but we haven't asked for that yet. So I did budget a little bit high on that just in case. I feel like it's not even that high because like for two people, even if you get like Chipotle, it's like $30, you know? Anyway, medication and supplements, I have it $150, which is a tiny bit lower. Normally I keep that at $200. I just put it at $150 because I'm hoping we don't go buck wild and need to buy a bunch of stuff, but I have no idea what it's gonna look like after baby because I'll need like a postnatal and things like that, so we'll see. Household, I bumped up to $200 because we've been consistently going over that budget. My camera went out, so I don't remember where I left off. Let's see. I think I was talking about household. Yeah, so I upped that to $200 just because we have consistently been going over that. I think I had it at $100. You'll see in our December recap when I can do that, because I'm guessing I'll have a baby by then, that we went over on household. We consistently do. So I think that I'm just gonna up that budget in general. Beauty and haircuts I kept at $150. My assumption is Ben will have a haircut, and if I can get my nails, sorry, I just moved the whole desk. If I can get my nails done, I would love to. If I can't, I won't. I have no idea, like, I like getting my nails done, but I don't know if I'm exclusively breastfeeding and all that stuff, like, will I be able to leave the baby? I have no idea. So I did budget money for that, but we'll see. Personal spending I have at $150, just in case I want to buy myself some clothes that fit me or something like that. I just wanted a little bit of a budget. I currently have therapy budgeted for $0 because I'm not planning on going in January. Doctors, I budgeted $100. That's assuming that we will have a $25 copay. That is probably low with the baby appointments because I won't really have appointments. I should probably up this to 200. I'm just gonna up that to 200 just in case because I don't really know. Utilities I have at $275, which is typical. Car I have at $150, which again is typical. I anticipate we won't be driving a ton unless we have like a ton of baby doctor appointments, but like I'll be going to chiropractic a couple times, so, but we're not gonna be driving anywhere long distance. Plus we might have family, well, we'll probably have family start to visit us in January, so they'll be with us. We won't really be driving to them anywhere. So Cora and Finn, I am now budgeting around $250. Their food is very expensive, and Cora has her Cobalaquin pills and then these like allergy pills that we pay for every couple of months. So I think I have enough budgeted for January. Baby stuff I also have at $250. I currently have rename with name. We don't know the sex of the baby yet, so I can't rename it with the name. But once we do know the name, which we will by January, hopefully, I will rename that with the baby's name. And that's just like if we need clothes, if we need, I don't know, diapers, whatever we need. I just wanted to budget some space for that too. At some point that might get rolled into like household, but for now I'm just gonna keep it separate so I can see what we're actually spending money on. And then miscellaneous and buffer, I have $100. So in total I have our variable expenses at $3,000, which is a lot, but that's currently what we have. I will say I think I didn't over budget, but I was very loose. Like I didn't make this budget tight because I have no idea what January is gonna look like. The last thing I want to be worried about is if we have enough money in the account. Like I just want to make sure that everything is doing okay in this area. So I didn't lower any budgets. If anything, I upped them just in case. And then the last thing that I have budgeted for is birthdays, because it's my birthday in January. So if Ben wants to buy anything for me, I wanted to budget a little bit. I don't think we'll be spending a ton of money. I don't know. I don't know how much he'll spend. But I'm gonna budget $150. That can be for my birthday, and then his grandma and his brother's birthdays are also in January, so I'll want to send them stuff, and then, you know, if anything else pops up. But we're not planning on putting anything in savings. Amazon Prime was already paid. Thrive Market doesn't get paid till May, and we're not going anywhere in January. So only $150 for the expenses that pop up, which I feel like this should be named something else. Miscellaneous, yeah, we'll just put travel, birth, gifts, subscriptions. That looks great. If you guys have a better idea, let me know in the comments, but for now, I'll leave it like that. Overall, we're planning on spending $6,852.71, which would leave $368 left over at the end of the month. It's a little bit tighter than I would prefer it to be, but again, like I said, I'm trying to keep this stuff like super flexible. With our family coming to visit, who knows, maybe like they'll buy us lunch one day, or like I know our doula will come over, so she'll buy us lunch one day. Things like that. Like we might end up paying for a doula to help us a little bit more, so maybe there will be some extra payments there. So I just wanted to like keep everything in a good place. I would rather have a looser budget the next couple of months until we figure out baby stuff, and then, you know, go from there. But like I said, with this move in mind, the things that we really have to pay attention to is like our rent would go up quite a bit. So, you know, even if we found a place for $2,300 a month, that puts us in the hole. So we don't want that. So we'll have to figure out what to do, whether that is somehow bringing in more income from one of these payment things, like if Ben gets a raise, it might be paying off one of these loans so that $400 goes away and can be put into that. It might be getting a lot tighter on this. If you guys watched my videos in the past, I purposefully wasn't super tight with our budget this year because we have been so tight with our budget for years, and it's honestly exhausting. And I know some people can be like zoned in, but quite honestly, it just was like not good for our mental health. And with Ben getting such a good job this year, we just wanted the freedom to like buy some stuff, not even expensive things, y'all, just like, you know, Amazon sweatshirts that fit us. Like Ben got some clothes that fit him, things like that, that, you know, you just don't spend when you're on a budget, especially trying to pay off debt. We just needed some time off. But if we do need to start being tighter with some of this stuff, you know, we'll have to figure it out. So that's where everything is at. And thank you for listening to this video. I know it was longer than normal, but I wanted to add in those like goals and kind of update of what the beginning of our year will look like. The next few videos, are kind of going to be up in the air. They're probably going to be a little bit more vlog focused just because these sit down videos are a little bit harder for me to do. I will do a December recap budget at some point, but we should have a baby by the end of December. We'll see, that one might come out a little bit later. We'll see how I'm feeling. I love filming and editing, so I'm hoping that I still get to do it a little bit more, but I'm obviously going to be focused on some other things as well. So that's where we're at. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you like these types of videos or you like vlogs, lifestyle, that kind of stuff. And I will see you in the next one.